are appealing to the government to allow them to have work permits so that they can be in a position to sustain themselves during this time when their guardians are affected by the global pandemic. In the meantime, the students also want their embassies to be checking up on them from time to time. The students spoke to our Senior Education Affairs reporter, Sharon Baranga.
My name is Alex Liluka. I come from Zambia. I'm a student at KCA. I'm pursuing a diploma in counseling psychology. This is my first year. I used to go to the main campus before everything was closed up recently, like 2 weeks ago. But currently we're doing online classes for now. So you just have to juggle, schedule yourself. I chose to come to Kenya because I wanted to build my CV. It's one of the things that I really wanted. And studying abroad would open up a lot of opportunities for me. I was actually worried about my brother because I only have one brother. He's actually older than me. So when the pandemic started, he was the first person that came into my mind. I was like, oh, my brother. Because we just lived the two of us. So like, oh, my brother, how does he cope with this? So, and that time he got sick. So I was really, really, really stressed about it. Like, my brother is sick, so who is going to take care of him? I didn't know what's going to happen because you never expect what was going to happen. So, like today, you find that you're hanging out with your friend. Tomorrow, you find out, oh, they've passed on, they had COVID. So it really challenged me. Yes, I'm totally dependent on my family. So one thing that I would tell you is when COVID started, I had to plan on how to spend my expenses because I realized most people don't go for work. People must have lost their jobs because of COVID. So I looked back at my family. I was like, oh, if with this pandemic, so meaning I just have to plan myself financially and make myself financially disciplined. So when COVID started, I had bought groceries in bulk because I thought, oh, maybe I might not go out. Oh, maybe I might go home. So I was kind of like debating on what to do. So what I did was I planned myself. I was like, with the money that I get from home, let me just buy groceries that are going to last me up to this time. And so when I get another funds from home, I'll still plan ahead. So that's what I did initially. Yeah, like it's really, really hard for some reason. You know, like we've closed the trimester so far. So I cannot travel back home because I'm scared if I go back home, I can get COVID or something. Or let me just stay, since we're just closed for 2 weeks, so let me just stay home. So to start with the pandemic, at first I was really stressed about it because each and everyone had their own assumptions about it. They would tell you, no, it stays in the air for 8 hours. So if you go out there, you're going to get it, blah, blah. So I was really stressed about it. And I was like, oh, I'm far away from home. What if anything happens? Who is going to be there for me? So it really affected me psychologically.
In another part of town,
I'm Hussein Mohammed. I'm from Somali, Mogadishu. I study Bachelor of Science in Software Development in KCA University as an international student. Lecturers communicate to students through Zoom and WhatsApp as well. If there is something issue of coursework, if there is like an exam or task that is going to be done and it's an urgent, lecturers communicate through class reps and they will be posting it on the WhatsApp. The restrictions and lockdowns in the countries are being communicated and being imposed immediately. They take effect within 1 day to 2 days, where students even cannot go back to their home countries because even it requires some preparation. You have to prepare your tickets. If your visa is expired, you have to take your visas and you validate your visas through the immigration office, and that requires a process. Some of us cannot work, but then once you are locked down, you need also to survive. You need finances. You need a place to stay. You need, everything. It extended, despite the the finances you have and everything, challenges you go through, you have to go through, because you should always have a backup support. Because I'm totally dependent on my parents, because I cannot work. I don't have a work permit. I'm not allowed to work, even though companies will employ me. Even if I finish my studies, I have to work. I have to apply work permit. Currently, I'm here as a student, as an international student, and I stay here with my student pass.
Some of the student leaders from different universities in the country started a campaign dubbed Me to You to help raise funds for international students who are struggling.
The government, under close scrutiny, they can make some leeway and allow students to do some hustles while in here and try to support themselves. Schools can try to create international business centers. You know, for example, we have like the Chinese, they do have their international business center here. We can also have ours. Schools like UN, institutions like MKU, KCA, they can have their business centers whereby students can showcase their culture and sell.
For this, we've started a campaign, Meet You campaign. So far, we've reached out to more than 15 international students. We are reaching out to them by giving them upkeep money. So far, we've managed to give upkeep money of 3,000 per international students for those we've reached out to.
Foreign embassies in Kenya is that it must be their state responsibilities, especially the ambassadors around, to look into it that students who stay in Kenya, especially the foreign students, their welfare is well taken care of. As you've heard from the students, the challenges of walking around looking for student passes, I believe just as the Ethiopian and Malawian, the Mozambique embassy does, the embassy should be walking around in this country and various institutions to look into the plight of these students, to ask where the problem lies and offer a possible solution. It shouldn't be the...
Sharon Baranga, TV 47.
You know, when the